Add 256 layers of Olivia Rodrigo whisper singing, and I'm there. But you can't let yourself get too carried away with that, because if you do allow yourself to get carried away with that, you end up looking like this, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jerry Bees. How are you? It's been a while. Today, we are reacting to Olivia Rodrigo's You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. Did I get that right? Did I get the full You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love? I did. All right, cool. Got it right. I always get scared with long album titles. But it doesn't seem it's going to be that long of an album. It's coming in at 50 minutes, and I'm quite excited for it. We have reacted to the first two, I guess the only two other Olivia Rodrigo albums out. We listened to Guts. We listened to Sour. And actually, the thought's just coming into my head right now. I don't know why this album title's so long when the last two were like so short. I guess Guts Spilled is marginally longer. Seems like she's got a little bit more to say here. I think this one's longer than the other two albums, both in album length and an album title. Oh, because she's not a teenager anymore. I forgot that when I went from 17 to 18, I could make sentences that were longer than just one word. So if that's what you're saying, that's the reason why it's so long now. God bless. I forgot about that. She said she's just older now and wanted to do something new with the title. It is certainly new. So, but let's see if that works itself into the music. Like I've said here on the channel before, I think a Olivia Rodrigo album of just piano ballads would do fine. And I also haven't really heard anything about like, oh, Olivia Rodrigo's ripping off of Elvis Costello and Paramore. You know, it's none of that. We have talked about, you know, how songs in the past may have been a little bit more derivative, but she may have put like a little spin on it. Either way, I never thought it was done out of malice or in a way that was like lazy. I just thought it was kind of fun. And I think that's generally how I see Olivia Rodrigo. You know, it's not my go-to shit day in and day out, but there are those tracks that I absolutely adore. I still, all the way back to that first album, Deja Vu, I think maybe hot take, that is her best song flat out. Nothing's really gotten me there to like that, like, oh man, this is a really, really good song. But we'll see if You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love has anything else to offer. There's got to be a way to shorten this. Can we just do Girl So in Love? I cannot shorten it down. You're saying I'm not allowed or I'm not able to? Because I just did it. I am certainly able to. But as you can tell, we are streaming this live on Twitch right now. Click the link down in the description if you ever want to catch us live.
Oh, Jerry Bees, I missed your reaction.
Hey, don't worry. I put them up on Patreon for just $1. That way, it doesn't get muted, and you can watch it unedited, uncut, before it comes out on YouTube. So we don't do Spotify here anymore. I got a video explaining why I don't do Spotify anymore, if you're that curious. I will not have the lyrics up on screen. I will have them up on my end, if that does worry you. I tend to get into the lyrics here a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is Olivia Rodrigo's junior effort. You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. So without any further ado, let's get into it. First song, Drop Dead.
You know all the words to Just Like Heaven.
The Goldfinger
I
version
know
or the
why
original?
he wrote them now that you're standing right here. Oh, one night I was bored in bed and stalked you on the internet. It's feminist side the most alive I've ever been. But kiss me and I might drop dead. And I feel like I'm
So as I was getting ready here before we started streaming, I guess as soon as we started streaming, I was saying I hadn't heard a single song off of this record yet. I know Drop Dead had been released. Okay, all right. Here's where I'm at with this one. The part where she goes, and I feel like I might throw up, left hook, right punch to the gut. Love her delivery on that. It's a little bit more sped up. Loved the fuzzy guitars coming in at the end. And hey, look, I think Olivia Rodrigo, especially in the last two albums, because she's kind of in that edge of 17, if you will, right? Kind of state of mind on the brink of adulthood, trying to find your way throughout the world. You have these identity crises. Where do I fit in with the rest of the world, with myself, with, a significant other? And there's this layer of like cutesiness, but also like, hey, don't fuck with me. I got feelings too. And I've this lyrically goes along with all of that, but with it, I just got to be honest with you. I think you come here for my 100 keeping it a buck takes. I think the mixing on the chorus is really bad. Maybe it's not really bad. We don't usually do that here on the channel. I don't know if I like it. I think the vocals and the cymbals on in the percussion blend in together, and it's just way too much going on. I think the songwriting itself is fine. The melody's great. Whatever part towards the beginning, it may have been the first chorus or the pre-chorus where all the other vocal layers are coming in. All of that sounded great. It's her voice, the cymbals, and the strings are all kind of in like the exact same position in my head. And I need a little bit of differentiation there. Respectfully disagree. I don't hate it. It just fucking sucks. And so, yeah, I know she's got a song called The Cure. Robert Smith is on one of these songs, and she's talking about Just Like Heaven. So obviously in the last couple Olivia Rodrigo albums we've reacted to, she does, kind of not pledge her allegiance, but she definitely gives kudos to some of the acts that she's like, I'm a big fan of Billy Joel. So once I saw that, I was like, okay, Olivia Rodrigo's cool because she likes Billy Joel. But yeah, we'll see if The Cure is in fact the better single. My time has not been ruined thus far, ladies and gentlemen. Damn, I had like oil on my mouth. I had pasta right before this. Stupid song.
New York City's never looked so blue. My friends are smoking blunts in the bathroom. They say that honest love is a cage that makes you feel free. Clothes will caught a flame. You should feel how I feel when somebody says your name. I'm a car speeding down the boulevard without a break, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say. I'm a heart made of wax, and I'm melting in the sun. I'm a thread on your shirt, it is coming undone. I feel right, I feel wrong, I feel totally insane, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say. Walking through the park with my head high, past all the college girls, what a flame. You should feel how I feel when somebody says your name. I'm a car speeding down the boulevard without a break, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say. I'm a heart made of wax, and I'm melting in the sun. I'm a thread on your shirt, stupid song could ever say. Every night like the one before, dream of you from like 1 to 4, positively and truly sure. Nobody's wanted somebody more. It's a thing that I can't ignore. Tell your friends that you're mine, I'm yours. With the hand on my heart, I swear. Nobody's wanted somebody more. It's a thing that I can't ignore. Tell your friends that you're mine. Name on the car, speeding down the boulevard without a break, and I want you more than any stupid song could ever say. I'm a heart made of wax, and I'm melting in the sun. I'm a thread on your shirt, it is coming undone. I feel right, I feel wrong, I feel totally insane, and I want
was cute and got me going. I like this one. This one's good. Took the words right out of my mouth. I tended to eat my own words a lot when we started the channel, and I haven't eaten my own words in a while. Guess I got a little hungry for it. But I just got done saying how, I really liked the piano ballads. And I'm like, God damn it. We got another piano ballad. But it's never usually just that simple. And I really like the different places we went with here. The bridge here was really good. And the mixing was definitely a lot better than the first song. And I think she's touched on this topic before. I think she's saying it a little bit differently here. I can't exactly quote the lyric or like quote the song in the past, but she's got this way of, identifying within the song that like songwriting helps her think through things. And if she didn't have them, like if she didn't have songwriting, like how could she kind of work through the issues that she does have or just make sense of the world around her? And it's all wrapped up here, right? Want you more than any stupid song could ever say. Yeah, no, this is all Olivia Rodrigo so far. Scared of My Guitar is the one. I was going to say Cracks on My Guitar, Teardrops on My Guitar. You guys remember when Olivia Rodrigo dropped Teardrops on My Guitar? Damn, 2006. Where have we gone? Where have we gone since then? Olivia Rodrigo's grown up so much since then. Big Hairy Men on My Guitar? No. It is Pride Month. We got Honeybee.
So I guess that it's true. Hop the fence in the park. Baby boy, honeybee. Gotta love the way you look at me. And it's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest. But even when I'm quiet, I love you. Here's to hoping. Pick me up, walk me home, and it feels like God threw me a bone. Sticky sweet tangerine, would you sit and keep me? I own just feels like ours. It's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest. But even when I'm quiet, I love you, baby. I promise to hope it. I hope I never see what your face looks like going. A face I swear that I could spend my whole life knowing. It's too hard to describe this in a way that feels honest. But even when I'm quiet, here's to hoping.
I didn't get no kind of switch up. I didn't get no, hey, let's be cute and kind of like funky here in the bridge. Nope. Olivia Rodrigo piano ballad. It is that simple. That's all you need. Now, I believe I have said this in the past about Olivia Rodrigo and the whisper singing. Okay. Here's the deal. The first stanza, if you will, it's a little hard for me. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but for some reason, if it's just her doing the whisper singing, I'm like, I can take this or leave it. When it's like 8 tracks of her whisper singing, keep it. I want more of it. Add 16, add 32, add 64, add 128, add, what is that, 256? Yeah. Add 256 layers of Olivia Rodrigo whisper singing, and I'm there. I don't care. It sounds so good. And I know we added some other vocals from different people who are maybe it was all Olivia's voice and they just switched it up like change the semitone of it, drag the pitch down, whatever it is. The harmonies at the end were so fucking good. They were so good. Conan Gray. Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. So Conan Gray, that's another one that everybody has been clamoring me to react to, and I still haven't. If you're asking why I haven't, it's because I hate you all. No, I don't hate. Stupid Song started out as like the piano ballad. I kind of expected it to pick up, and it did. But this one, I was really hoping it wouldn't just be the same thing again, and it just took us straight through with that. And this isn't even a time where usually for me, a softer song can go really, really far for me in terms of like a lot of chaos around it. So maybe 2 really fast-paced songs, a slow song, and then 2 really fast-paced songs, or like whatever it is, maybe a little bit more hyped up. It doesn't necessarily have to be fast, or just very loud. Kind of helps us along our journey throughout the album. But here, it's just nice. I'm looking at it in like isolation outside of that case, and it's fantastic. All right, so we got Maggots for Brains. They had every single reason to bring it all back up at the end, and that's not what they did. That outro was stellar. Loved that one. Yeah, it seemed I was pretty worried when I heard that this wasn't going to be a piano-based thing. It was going to be a little bit more rocky, just because I did have those issues with the mixing in the first track. None of those here. I actually really enjoyed how the guitars were produced on this one. And, this is it, just like Paramore, just like Elvis Costello. Here's one that's like very much... Derivative's the wrong word, but it is kind of the right word. She's, given some cred to The Cure here, and she already kind of has, and I'm assuming that will continue to happen. But, when I see that, it's like, I kind of like it in the sense where it peels us into the artist's headspace. And that, because whenever an artist is writing an album or producing an album, they're listening to other fucking music that inspires them to create their own. And so to me, this just tells you like, hey, she was in her Cure phase with this, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do I like The Cure? Yeah. A lot of my punk friends don't like that about me, but there's a lot of things that my punk friends don't like about me, but they're still my friends. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do have one kind of idea of where this song put me. We have Olivia here saying, I'm a zombie in my body. I'm a train off the track. I feel dirty. I feel rotten. All the colors are flat. I'm a sad shell of a woman, and I've got maggots for brains. But that's just the thing that happens when my baby goes away. So here, obviously, You know, she's like, who can I be but without my baby? Right? But you can't let yourself get too carried away with that, because if you do allow yourself to get carried away with that, you end up looking like this, ladies and gentlemen. This is who I thought of listening to that song. So it all kind of fits. This is exactly what Bella Swan was thinking when Edward left her, like a dirty, rotten scoundrel that he is. Bella was real as fuck for that. I know. Can't do anything but think about it. Who needs a hobby when you can obsess over your absent lover? I do not look like Charlie Swan. You take that back. Never disrespect Charlie Swan like that. Benesme, stop. We got you plus me equals heart. Teehee. So that was you plus me equals heart. Teehee. So MW, a longtime friend of the channel, writes here, love the instrumentals. I wish the writing was better. And so I see that, and I see Vivi here writing, I think the writing was supposed to be more juvenile and youthful sounding. And I will err to that argument. I'm listening to all this knowing that I am not maybe the intended audience. One of the benefits of not listening to pop music on the regular is that I get a chance to react to it for all of you guys. It is not my standard, it's not my daily driver music. That being said, I've learned a lot of phenomenal songs and discovered so many other songs and artists and musicians that I wouldn't have otherwise if I didn't peel in and actively listen to pop music. But at that same time, it's one of those things where you can't necessarily always trust that everything's coming out of like the true artist expression, and labels have something to say about it, where it's like, well, let's get one more song on here. This one doesn't have as much radio play. And so I'm just saying that in the sense of like, I'm pushing 30 and I'm a straight white dude. This isn't for me. So I can't just harp on it through that lens. So, and I think the other two albums, right, Sour and Guts, both did a really good job at, showing thought processes of somebody that's kind of, coming to age. This one, you plus me equals heart forever. You know what? It's juvenile, youthful, and fun. That's what it is. I'm going to go with that. In terms of maybe thinking that the writing was better, but the instrumentals are fine, this is the bad band to take inspiration from. I've never been a fan of The Cure. I just haven't. Or like this whole kind of style of like 80s new wave stuff. You know, I was much more of a gimme Depeche Mode. I love the song. It's like a rom-com song. Yeah, you know, this is, it's not just any rom-com song. This is late 90s Disney Channel rom-com. That's what this is. And those films need music. So it serves that purpose there. It's fun to sing "You plus me equals a heart forever." Well, and you know what? I still enjoyed the melodies on this. It is catchy to a degree. Cue the first date montage. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I don't know if this song lives in my heart forever. I think My Way will gag you. Up. All right. Is this gonna be like My Way, like Frank Sinatra, or Limp Bizkit? Love that. That was good. Stop. It's not a cover of My Way by Frank Sinatra, but it's really good. Like I said, I think she does a good job at painting some pretty vivid pictures, maybe some time and place kinds of things, right? You know, it might not be the exact same thing, but where's this line that I really enjoyed? Man, I wonder what you think is going to go down. You send him another poem and think that think that he'll let me go. Maybe you're just trying to get me riled up. Posted another pic in clothes I know are his. Like I said, it might not be the exact same thing, but I think she's hinting at something here, right? Kind of like before. If you're not careful, if you don't let go of somebody who wants to be let go, you end up looking like somebody like this. Somebody like that. Somebody that kind of looks like this. It's just, dude, just stop. Get over it. Now, look, we can only imagine, right? We can only dream. We can only dream of this. I don't want to dream of this. This is actually terrifying. What the fuck? Yeah, this one's cool. This one's got some nice spunky attitude to it. It's just kind of weird because I feel like the last couple albums outside of like So American, it was like, you're a piece of shit. But now it's like, why aren't you a piece of shit? No, it's like all the great things about somebody. I love that for Olivia. Don't we all? When the biggest problem you have is just not being around your bae all the time because we're in the love side. Well, how about you let me do this my way? Okay? My way. All right, we can do purple. Purple.
It's funny when your mom shows pictures of you in your school clothes. And it's crazy how I used to visit your town like a tourist. So it goes that you kiss my neck, made our paths intersect till the two lines formed a circle. turns black? Are we so in love? Are we too attached? Melt with you till it all turns black. When you smooth it out, but it feels too flat.
Oh no, we don't even get like that satisfying a resolve because we're not satisfied. Ladies and gentlemen, everything is breaking. And I like how this is progressing so far. So, actually really enjoyed this song. Really liked the instrumentation on it and just how everything, all the sounds are kind of blended together. Not the biggest fan of rhyming circle with purple, but I will allow it. It's a close rhyme. I do like some close rhymes. I just maybe have never seen that one before. I don't know. But like how this is progressing with the album. We're just about halfway through and things are definitely changing. If I am to believe all these songs are written about the same person, once was happy, now kind of sad. I'm kind of starting to feel like this for real now. All right, so here's the song I heard a lot about previously just because I think I saw a headline that was like, Olivia Rodrigo explains The Cure. And I go, what does Olivia Rodrigo have to say about The Cure? No. It was her song, The Cure. So I believe this was the other single off this album. So we got Drop Dead and The Cure. I'm not sure if there was any others. But like Drop Dead, I've heard a lot about this one as well. I love Everlong.
All the pretty girls in the foreground of my mind. I thought I'd done enough, but they keep moving the line. But my head is full of poison and my heart is full of doubt. I got toxins in my bloodstream. You tried hard to suck them out, and it feels like it'll never be the cure. I used to play a game in my head when I dated a guy. Antidote this time, but I'm unraveled. 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 And my head is never be the cure. It'll never be the cure.
Yeah, so somebody had just asked me what my favorite song was on the album, and it's this one. How stupid of me, how silly of me to not say this song before I had heard it. I will do better at premonitions and predictions. I mean, this is the kind of Olivia Rodrigo songwriting that I appreciate. It is quite thoughtful and kind of takes you a few different places. You know, I think more often than not, there's always room for outliers and exceptions. But when we are listening to the pop girlies and they're writing about a dude, usually it's, you're the reason for all my troubles and woes. I don't think that's what's happening here. That this is kind of like, I came to you because, hey, lovey-dovey, whatever, I think we make a good pair. In addition to that, you know, I get, you know, I get in my lonesome, I get sad, I'm thinking that this person can kind of cure that ailment from me, hence the cure, but that's not necessarily the case. That's what I've interpreted. Now, you might be typing up in the comments right now, Jerry B's, how can you be so ridiculously stupid? That's not what it's about at all. This is my first reaction to this, right? Maybe more along the lines of self-love, most important love, right? Kind of got to fix what's inside before you can kind of get around to anything else. You're right. I think it's a complex situation. And the first initial issue was her own insecurities. And I think she's very self-aware in that sense. And she's talked about her maybe being too self-aware for her own good. Isn't her dad a psychologist or a psychiatrist? So that's just like, you overanalyze and you intellectualize your own head, and that just kind of leaves you a little bit more wrong than right sometimes, if you're not really good at checking yourself. But instrumentally, this was fantastic. I loved it. Really, I know I said Everlong, like Foo Fighters before. Smashing Pumpkins kind of a deal here. Gave me a lot of Tonight vibes. And have I said this before? Olivia Rodrigo grunge album win. Just take like 6 chords from every other chord that was played during this era and just go balls to the wall. I understand the hype around The Cure. Maybe not so much Drop Dead. This one definitely hit. The Cure definitely stuck the landing for me. We are moving on. We got Begged.
All that I want is to know undoubtedly that you just have eyes for me, can never leave. So I'm patient, you're learning, pretend it's not hurting. And they say it's a virtue to not let good love slip away. So I'm cool and forgiving, I'll take what you're giving away. Is that a normal thing to fight back the waves of a static lover's dread? Overwhelmed, I'm underfed, and yet I still cling to hope like snow on mountains. Careless words melted away. I'm a penny in a fountain, just waiting on my luck to change. So I'm cool and forgiving, I'll take what you're giving away. But nothing's quite enough when I know that to get it I beg. Yeah, to get it I beg.
She really did just decide to record 2 whole albums, didn't she? I mean, there's enough songs here for one, but this is really a tale of two sides. Holy fuck. Since Purple, between Purple, The Cure, and this, I don't know what the fuck I'm listening to anymore. Pink Blue comes in here and says, I struggle with this one because I can't tell what the thesis of it is, whether it's an expression of frustration over the other person's inaction, or if it's still keeping with the theme of self-reflection and insecurity. It's probably a blend of the two, but my brain can't reconcile it properly. Yeah, there's almost like this air of like wanting, what's the, where was the line, right? With this line, I'm patient, you're learning, pretending it's not hurting. They say it's a virtue to not let good love slip away. To me, that almost means like, well, actually, now I don't know. I don't know who the pretend it's not hurting. Is that for her or for the other person? So they're learning about her and her whole deal. Yeah, I mean, I was very intent while reading the lyrics here because they don't come through. This is nothing like you plus me equals heart, teehee, right? No, this could be nothing further from that. You know, I think the only other song that would be like further than this would be like "Freak on a Leash" by Korn. That's the dichotomy that we're working with within this album. Mind you, it's not that big of a switch because the love songs were filled with anxiety. You could say that about any song. I see your point though. There is this thing across all of Olivia Rodrigo's music. It's like, well, am I going to be good enough for this? You know, there is a lot of self-doubt. She's pretending it's not hurting that he's being a static lover, but because she thinks that he's checking off the boxes of a good guy, she doesn't want to let him slip away. That makes a little bit more sense here. I glean a bit of like, this person isn't giving me what I need in this relationship, but I can tell they love me, so I don't want to just cut them loose and leave. I want to try and make it work, but I think I get a bit lost because the verses feel so insular, like she's trying to decode the issue within herself. I don't know. Lovely song, but I got to think about it more. But that's fine, and I appreciate that. I sometimes I like to be left with different interpretations or maybe not getting it the first time. This is that replayability value that you can get out of video games, right? What's the gameplay loop like on Olivia Rodrigo's music, right? What is the return value for me here? And I think you get a little bit out of it with this one, because then you do get in this aspect of like, well, is it greener on the other side? You know, you should feel valued and respected and have all if not most if not all of your needs met in a relationship. But in that same token, you know, if you decide to leave, it's like, well, it could get better. And is it like a grass is always greener on the other side kind of a thing? And then once you're there, it's just kind of the same things happening over again and again and again. Canyon writes, I think she said something along the lines of this was realizing romantic gestures mean nothing when you had to beg for them. Yeah, no, that's actually exactly what it is. Yeah, I actually was completely overlooking the title of the fucking song and what that had to do with the interpretation of it. Yeah, no, this one's good. I think we got a lot of great chats here in the chat and interpretations of what this song could mean, and I think that's telling of some pretty good songwriting there. So yeah, A plus for content and content alone. Yeah, I was low-key worried I might not like this album because I feel like with more time passes, the more I feel less attracted to Olivia's themes and lyricism. But no, I actually love the thematic exploration in this album so much. That's something that we touched on earlier. You know, some of the, like, I, you know, kind of said, like, I might not be the target audience, so I can't just, like, bash lyrics that don't mean a lot to me. You know, it actually, you know, I got to put myself in somebody else's shoes and try to think a little bit more about it. Even then, it still didn't kind of hit. But as the album keeps going, I'm liking it more and more just because of how the thoughts and ideas and themes of the albums are kind of progressing as we go on through it, which actually makes it an album worth listening to for that and that alone, because you get to see that kind of progression. All right, moving on. This is What's Wrong With Me, featuring Bobby Smith.
Do anything, 'cause lately I've been spiraling up. I'm not feeling like myself, and nothing ever seems to help. Went to the doctor and she said I was fine, but every movie that I see makes me cry. It's like somebody put a weight on my chest. I should talk to a friend, but I can't get out of bed. My head is spinning.
I keep looking for distractions. Hope the feeling passes, but
weight on my chest. I should talk to a friend, but I can't get out of bed. My head is spinning and my stomach is sick. Say I'm in love, so it's hard to admit. What's wrong with me? I think you're what's wrong with me. I think you're what's wrong with me.
So that was What's Wrong With Me featuring Bobby Smith from The Cure. And, I never really had an issue with Robert Smith's voice. I know a lot of people are like, this would have been so much better with just Olivia. I could have gone either way with this. And the thing with this song, now that I've had some time to kind of think about everything since Purple, this kind of being an album of two sides here, because it really is. I'm all of a sudden like not really looking at this like song for song, because it is kind of like a more proper concept album. I know that in Sour and Guts, it was a little bit more just a collection of songs. However, those songs did have overarching themes. But with this, we're really more in a narrative. So I'm kind of looking at it like each song just like another episode in a season of a TV show. And I don't watch a lot of TV, right? I wait like 10 to 15 years for a show to be vetted, so people say, yeah, it's worth your time. Because if I start a show and I don't like it, I get mad. So I just started watching Game of Thrones, and it's pretty good. And I'm kind of listening to this like I would be watching Game of Thrones, but I almost like this more just because there's less needless sex scenes. And so with all of that, it's meeting me right where I want to be. Here, though, I think we're getting a little bit more of a vivid scenario with like really identifying what the issue is. I think since Purple, we've been identifying the symptoms, right? It says right here, I'm just searching up my symptoms, desperate to fix them. I'll do anything because lately I've been spiraling. And so it just, to me, like everything since Purple, it's going through like a logical progression here. It feels like a narrative. So I'm kind of engaging with it like that. Maybe it's just the dissonance in their harmony. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a ton of notes on the vocals. I thought they found a melody that worked well for both of them. My own nitpick is Olivia never really changes her vocal range and registers that much. It's especially egregious with this project. Good thing she's young and still gets to explore her vocals a bit more down the line. But yeah, hopefully it happens soon. And you have more to say. That is something I kind of said towards the beginning of this with some of the whisper singing, but I'm like, just give me 8 layers of her whisper singing and I'm fine. I think I would have rather have seen a Hayley Williams, Olivia Rodrigo collab before a Robert Smith collab, but this is the collab that we got. So c'est la vie, I suppose. All right, we are moving on. We got Less. Please. No guitar, chorus, break, bridge, no drum beat, no pop drop, just piano.
My stomach's in knots. I don't wanna talk. Let's just go to bed or something. Maybe it'll fix itself tomorrow. But I've been seeing that like every night. If loving me means letting go and wishing me the best, well then I guess I wish you loved me less. We try to recreate isn't what it should feel like, and maybe I'm a stubborn overthinker, but I've been thinking over this a lot, and I could try LAX. Well then I guess I wish you loved me less.
I am in complete what the fuck happens next mode. That is all I give a fuck about. Yeah, this one was great. Olivia Rodrigo piano ballad. I won't belabor the point. You already know how I feel about him. Tremendous. More just phenomenal songwriting here. And see, like, this is like a, hey, it just ended, but now we have to deal with the aftermath here. This is what's the hero's journey back home looking like, right? Are you gonna get picked up by eagles at the summit of Mount Doom? I cannot say. It's Rodrigover. It's not so much about the individual songs at this point. It is so much more about the narrative, but and how this is going to end. At least for me. Expectations.
I thought that he was perfect, and now his number's blocked. Took a couple months, but now I am secure. I am so evil. Now I ask for more and more and more and more and more. I won't settle for a guy with the fake active past mistakes. I just need information. These days I've got expectations. So I hit the new year like a single girl at a Vegas bar, rocking my mini dress with a vodka crayon and an open heart. Yeah, I've got hope, yeah, I've got drive. I will not lose my faith. Don't think my future husband's at this bar in Silver Lake. Careful consideration. I'm not kissing any boy that is passive. Your indecision is painfully unattractive. Past mistakes are just new information. These days I've got expectations. I've got big
expectations. She's got real big expectations. She's got big expectations. She's got real big expectations.
You're telling me this whole time we were crying over a Nepo baby? Hey, you know what? You gotta get through a couple duds to find the right dude. And this was just your road, Olivia. This was just your road. You got the driver's license now. You can take that road. Sometimes you take the bad road. But now you know, right? What is that? Past mistakes are just new information. What a grand perspective on that to take. No, girl, she's talking about meeting a guy after the breakup. Well, my point still remains. Okay, I guess not the whole album, but the point still remains. Sometimes you got to talk to a dude who's an Nepo baby to figure out that that's not who it is, right? So you're telling me so American Boy wasn't a Nepo baby. Real American Boy had a real job. He turned out to be a dud too. God damn it. But no, yeah, you meet people where you like being, you know. I don't know how much you like being at a bar in Silver Lake. Is that Silver Lake, Illinois? No, I'm thinking of Crystal Lake, Illinois. Where the hell is Silver Lake? Yeah, this one definitely a break from the sad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs that we got through up until this point. Yeah, don't be wasting your time. I know, right? It's real hard. I know some people, men, women of all different orientations and identities, right? Folks of all different orientations and identities that just can't quit going after the same shitty people over and over and over again. What can you do? Last song, we got Cigarette Smoke. We got hurdy-gurdies on the track.
cigarette smoke, the smell that I know, it clings to my clothes, seeps into my bones. It's a real quiet house, the shower left on. I resent you for not being brave. Oh, tell me something honest so the memories turn dark. You said that I made love look easy. I thought that we played the perfect couple, till you didn't want the part. Some nights can be so. I resent you for taking her side. Oh, tell me something honest so the memories turn dark. You said that I made love on the part. It's bone dry, bitter and hollow. You'll be miles away tomorrow. Might I try? Tell me something honest so the memories turn dark. Memories go dark.
And I wish we could say that we had a happy ending. I mean, it is in a way, right? Olivia's definitely on to some bigger and better things, hopefully, right? I mean, we did just sit through almost an hour of it not being the best thing ever. So only one could assume is that you can only go up from here. You know, and I think this might point to, you know, some of the stuff that we saw like in Brave, some of the other songs, just this line like, I resent you for not being brave. Right. And that's just like, hey, you know what? You can't be in a relationship of mutual love, respect, and understanding if you're just not honest. And it seems as though there were some hangups about, you know, communication. What did Maynard James Keenan of Tool say, ladies and gentlemen? Something, our communication. See, that causes the schism. That causes the schism. Well, yeah, I think perfect closer and vibe, and, you know, definitely tying up the narrative there a little bit, you know, and I hope she kind of stays in this wheelhouse right here that she's in with this album. I kind of like it how it's not necessarily ambiguous because, yes, it ended. This is how I'm feeling right now. And it's not the best. Some nights can be so fucking lonely, right? But in the sense of like, life isn't that perfect. And when you're ready to like make an album, maybe you aren't ready to go on to the next relationship, or you haven't found the closure that you need to move on. Then this is just where we see her at the end of this album, and this is the end of this story. How much of this story plays into the next one, I don't know. I will say, like, it is a little weird coming out of Expectations, just because Expectations was like so like fun otherwise, you know, like especially in comparison. I think every single song was tracked perfectly. I could have gone either way on Cigarette Smoke or Expectations ending the album. It was just a matter of whether or not you wanted the happy ending or not. And I think I like it better that we didn't get the happy ending. Because you put Expectations on there. Okay, Olivia, yes, girl, yes. You know, don't settle for nothing, right? And then we're left with something. Even though Cigarette Smoke, as the second to last song, would tie up the second part of the album perfectly. Then we get Expectations as kind of like an epilogue. But some nights you feel like you're on top of the world. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm not putting up with all this. And then you feel kind of good about yourself that you set that barrier. But then you go back at home and you smell the cigarette smoke. You smell the cigarettes on the clothes and you're like, fuck, God damn it. From a songwriting standpoint, from a narrative standpoint, actually, I think the narrative standpoint first. This is by far Olivia's strongest project. One of those where I think you can get more out of this album listening to it start to finish than you can out of Sour and Guts. That's just me. Are there songs that I think I will go back to more on Sour and Guts? Yes. Did we have 2 songs that I really didn't like? Yes. Does that take away from the rest of the album for me? No. Mainly because this is why I like going into it blind. That's why I didn't necessarily know that Expectations wasn't about Louis is his name, so American Boy, whatever the fuck it is. Or what the specifics are of the relationship, really with any artist. But the context does help. I pretty much just get it from you guys. But going into it blind, not hearing Drop Dead, not hearing The Cure or any of the other singles, right? Stupid Song. It left me with this blank slate to where by the time we got to Purple, I was like, wait. This is something I was not expecting. And that's good. But it's even better when it's something you're not expecting and it's still satisfying. And tracks 7 through 11 just straight were really, really, really strong within the songwriting and especially within how it progressed the narrative. Like I said, her other albums have been more so just collections of songs, but with overarching themes. This one was an overarching narrative. I think it's way more involved, and if you're really paying attention, can leave you feeling a little bit more satisfied, like you really got something out of it. At least I did. I think she's still yet to have her Album of the Year worthy body of work. However, some of the songs on here absolutely deserve the highest of recognition. I agree. And you know what? But that's fine, even if she's not doing Album of the Year body of work, and that's maybe one of these things, about maybe commentary and discourse around popular music where like all of the little stan communities are trying to vie for which album's better. No, this one's Album of the Year, that one's Album of the Year. And if it's not the one album that gets the Grammy or the one album, that charted the most, then you just need to throw it away and it's mid otherwise. That's not the best way of looking at it, because it can't just be, this is what this artist put out. This is what they want to do. Still very much in that coming of age maybe for, a younger demographic, but I see the breadcrumbs leading us to maybe more serious things. Like All the Way, maybe no more You Plus Me Equals Heart, teehee. But even if that's the case, that's just who Olivia Rodrigo is. And so by the time she releases her next album, it could be a rehash of a lot of the same stuff. But I know there's going to be 1 or 2 piano ballads that I'm going to go absolutely crazy for. And now it's like, who else is she going to get on a track? Who else is she going to like half cover for a song, Really cool to see Robert Smith on this. And I say that not being a Cure fan. I think I'm pretty much a bigger Olivia Rodrigo fan than I am a Cure fan. But it's cool that, Olivia has either mentioned specific artists by name or, like I said, maybe took a little bit more than just a chord progression and rocked on it from another song. But here it seemed like it was very involved. And really inspired by Robert Smith and The Cure through, especially a lot of the instrumentals in the first half of the album. Actually, what's wrong with me? It did have some of those synth bits that you got out of The Cure, and just talks about being sad. But I was actually pleasantly surprised that it didn't sound too much like The Cure in comparison to some of the other songs on the album. But this one was really strong. I know we're not reacting to as many albums as we used to on the regular. But it's been a while since we kind of got like a really good story out of it. I don't know. It feels like she was hurt, and she had a lot of strong things to say. And you're telling me there's no hard feelings. Like, okay, fine. Yeah, I don't know if it's coming through, but like I'm sweating a lot right now, so I'm gonna take off this plaid shirt and show off my pit stains. So I've been Jerry Bees. You've been awesome. Take it easy.
Diggity dog. Breaking. Diggity dog.